Hey guys, what's up? So Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite movies, TV shows, and animes, and today I'm going to be doing a movie roundup video where I talk about the movies, TV shows, and animes I watched in the last couple of weeks or so. Beep 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 beep. So yeah, I have been watching quite a bit of movies and TV shows, but also I've been resting a lot, so I haven't seen nearly as many movies or shows or animes as I did last month, but I still watched quite a bit. Starting off, I finished watching Adolescence, the new Netflix limited series. I also have a review of it, go check it out please, but I really enjoyed it. I thought that the dialogue is really compelling. The long takes just don't just feel like a gimmick, but also adds to the experience. The acting is really good, 8 out of 10. Following that, I watched After Hours by Martin Scorsese. This is the first film I saw since coming back from Cannes, and it's also the first film I saw since like 10 days. And I wanted to see something more fast-paced and snappy, and boy did this deliver. The editing is unhinged, and Scorsese really went all out with the camera work and the rhythm. I love a good old-fashioned one-night movie where it gets more and more anxiety-inducing by the minute. It's part slapstick, part nightmarish thriller, and it's a film that constantly jumps the line between the two, flipping on what the viewers expect. It's readily one of my favorite Scorsese films, 9 out of 10. Following that, on my Blu-ray player, I watched Long Arm of the Law. On the surface, it is a pretty simple 80s crime thriller from Hong Kong with a lot of bloodshed and gunshots, but it also has a lot of interesting things to say about Hong Kong's relationship with China in the 1980s and how much times had changed socio-politically. This is also surprisingly cynical and pessimistic for an 80s crime thriller. Either way, 8 out of 10. Then, at the Aero Theater, I finally watched Come and See by L.M. Klimov. I've been wanting to see this for like 5 years already, and I didn't want to see this on my laptop, but I finally watched it on a big screen, and wow, I was expecting the most traumatizing film ever, and this film more or less lived up to my expectations. But what I didn't expect is how absolutely gorgeous this film is, with loads of handheld camera shots, natural landscape, lots of beautiful lighting, but also just the most harrowing and soul-crushing imagery and a hell of an ending. I will give this I will give this film a proper review sometime in the future. For now, it's a 10 out of 10. A couple of days later, I went to Los Feliz Theater and watched Caught by the Tides by Jia Zhangke. I also really enjoyed this film for some reason. It's very confusing and fragmented and at times really slow, especially the first act, but the last two acts are just golden, especially the final part. Jia Zhangke has so much to say about Chinese culture and modernization and its changes, and I can't wait to see what's next in his filmography. 8 out of 10. Then I finished watching ReZero Season 3 Part 2, and I was sorely disappointed. There were nothing but fights, and all the lore and storytelling and character development basically thrown out the window. The villains themselves aren't that interesting either, the fights aren't that creative either. It just feels like filler, unfortunately. 6 out of 10. Then I watched The Hole by Ming-Liang. I went into it expecting to love it, and I unfortunately came out of it a little bit underwhelmed, especially because a lot of people compare my short films to Ming-Liang. I was like, oh, maybe this Ming-Liang guy would really click with me. But the two films I've seen from him, they're both just okay. I was expecting something more poetic, while this film is actually kind of a mix between depressive emptiness and slapstick comedy. The subject matter is really interesting, and I love films about alienation, but this one just didn't scratch that itch. That said, the production design of the deteriorating apartment is great. The musical numbers felt a little bit kinda out of place, but the ending is kinda magical, so mixed feelings. 7 out of 10. Following that, I watched Force Majeure by Ruben Östlund. This is not as funny or as energetic as Triangle of Sadness, but it still has a lot of great things to say about broken marriages, toxic masculinity, and class. I love the awkward humor as well. It's kind of Östlund's thing. Visually, it's a bit uninspired and sterile, but overall I still had a good time, I guess. I don't know, feeling a strong 7 to a light 8. Maybe I'll bump it down to a 7. It depends. Finally, a couple days ago, I finished watching Charisma by Kiyoshi Kurosawa, and holy shit, it's good. What the hell? This is really good. It started off really confusing and enigmatic, but once it clicks, it just keeps going. This is a film about a forest being a microcosm of the society with multiple conflicting parties. I'm gonna quote my Letterboxd review. Kiyoshi paints a micro-society where each character is in a constant struggle with their moral compasses, whether to protect a tree despite killing anything that comes in the way, whether to poison a forest so as to revive it, whether to choose violence as a means to achieve homeostasis. What seems to be an allegory for the tiring political conflict quickly evolves into greater philosophical discussion of what it means to survive in a dog-eat-dog world. Just absolutely brutal. The dry woods become a whirlpool of capitalism, survival, and chaos. The ending is also really haunting. Strong 8 out of 10. So yeah, these are the movies, TV shows, and animes I watched in the last couple of days, weeks, or so. Comments below, let me know. I watched the first half an hour of Captain America 4 as well, so look forward to that, I guess. Subscribe if you want more.